First, though, the Education Minister's guidelines on transfer procedures went off like a damp squib this week. Indeed, so disturbed are the Catholic bishops at the resulting confusion that they've given themselves 5 weeks to come up with a solution. It is, under any construction, a terrible failure of politics. Mervyn's Storey, the minister said she published her guidelines because she had a duty to act. Now you want her to come forward with the legal advice under which she published them. Another example, surely, of the political football you have made of this whole issue.
No, I think, Noel, what it is, it's a clear indication that the Education Minister had to raise the white flag and had to realise, albeit 18 months after she took up office, that it would be impossible for her to get a consensus on the issue of academic selection.
You've made it impossible.
No.
You've helped make it impossible.
The legal position is very clear. And the legal position is as clear as it could be. And if this was a political point that I was just making, then I think that people could accuse my party of being involved in something that was just about out to bash another political opponent. There is undoubtedly a wide consensus in the community in Northern Ireland that academic selection should remain. We now see what has happened with the Catholic schools. We've seen other sectors of the educational estate that have clearly indicated that it is for educational reasons right and proper that we should have this process kept in place. That is what the Minister
But we elect you. You are a member of the Education Committee. We elect politicians to solve these problems so that they're not left to individual schools. At the moment, it's all being left to individual schools. A terrible failure of politics, I repeat.
What has happened, Noel, is that the Education Minister has had to be brought to the bar of public opinion. And that public opinion is not today saying that it was the DUP that failed. The DUP secured at St Andrews academic selection. Remember, it was Martin McGuinness in 2001 and the failure of the Ulster Unionist Party to have controls on the previous executive that he was able to arbitrarily, without any restriction on him, remove the 11+. Then we had a situation from 2001 until 2009 where an alternative to transfer was not put in place. But because of what the DUP has done, and because we insisted and ensured that that right of parents to have choice and those schools that wish to use academic criteria could be able to do that, we secured that. And on Monday what we saw was the Minister admit failure.
And what you have secured is total chaos and confusion for everyone. I will come back to you on that. Let me turn to John O'Dowd. The Minister told the Assembly that on 2 occasions the Executive had refused to discuss proposals based, she said, on compromise and an attempt to introduce equality. The problem is there has been no compromise from the Minister.
Well, firstly, can I just comment on your somewhat biased intro to the whole discussion? The BBC surely could have to take a step back and allow both sides of the debate around academic selections of equal validity. I don't think your intro done that. In terms,
that's what you're doing right here, Mr. O'Dowd.
In terms of your question, the Minister has made a decision. The Minister has published guidelines. They're based on a legal framework in terms of the 2006 Education Order. And those who question the legality of the guidance should read paragraph 1 of the guidance. It will give them all the details they need. So now,
is this the paragraph that says the Department may issue and revise guidance as it thinks appropriate?
That is correct. That is the legal basis.
We'll come to that in a moment again. Yeah.
Is issued. So what I think needs to happen now is that educationalists, teachers, parents need to go away, sit down and study the guidance. And more importantly, the people who really need to study this guidance is boards of governors, especially those schools who are indicating that they're going to walk away from the guidance. Because it is they who will be causing confusion.
But it is guidance. It's not a matter of walking away from guidance. I mean, they're under no obligation of any kind to accept it. This is what the Minister said she was going to introduce detailed policies this week. Guidelines that no one even needs to listen to.
Well, they certainly do need to listen to them. And I can, in my opinion and with my information, is that educationalists are sitting at this moment in time, debating the guidance, discussing the way forward across the entire education sector, because the primary school sector is discussing this, the secondary school sector is discussing it, and grammar school sector is discussing it. And I would strongly advise any board of governors at a grammar school who's talking about setting their own tests to pay due regard to the guidance, not only in terms of legal terms, but about the way forward in terms of education. The education debate has moved on. People want to see a change in it. There is no need to exclude children from your school. Open up the gates to the school, let all the children in, and let's educate everyone. academically,
But
vocationally.
what they're
and
not
otherwise.
debating is the end of academic selection.
There is.
It's there to stay, it
Well,
seems.
the debate on the ending of academic selection is taking place. And in your intro, you referred to the Catholic bishops. In fairness to the Catholic bishops, they have been reasonable in this. They have went away and they are studying options on the way forward. And they have said they want to see an end to academic selection. There is also other schools, estates out there, including grammar schools.
There's various opinions voiced within the Catholic sector.
Well, the Catholic
sector
sector will voice their own opinion. The bishops will voice their own opinion. I accept that. There is also a debate going on within the grammar school sector, because what the minister's statement on Transfer 2010 it has given a decisive way forward, and people are studying it closely, and they're asking themselves, is it time for change? And I hope the answer is yes.
Okay.